DevOps playlist. Today I'm going to deal with what is DevOps culture. So let's get into what is DevOps. We can take the problem first, like what exactly the problem before DevOps started. So we can say multiple people saying DevOps is a culture. So why exactly DevOps came into the picture? Let's get into the problem first. I can make it as a section 1. The problem is like I will tell you the problem and I can give the solution why exactly DevOps come into the picture. I will start with a simple story. Imagine a company with two teams, like a dev team as well as the operations team. This is the dev team and this is the operations team. Okay, fine. So the company has two teams like dev team developers who write the code and the operation team like operations who manage servers. Dev team will say, I develop the code. Okay. Here, what is the main purpose of the development team is like they develop the code and they will build the code and this one. Okay. What exactly the operations team will do? Operation team will do it will initiate the infrastructure, like where exactly this code is going to deploy. So what exactly the operations team will do? It will build the infrastructure, it will create the servers, it will do the networking, everything. It will do the rest of the things. So these are the two individual operations performed by the different teams. So dev and ops combined, it's called DevOps. So what exactly those terms combined together? Exactly what exactly we'll do. This was the reality before DevOps. Like release open happened every 3 to 6 months. Bugs piled up. Teams fought each other instead of working together. Okay. So what exactly previously in 10 years, 15 years back. So the every deployment happening on every 3 to 6 months. Okay. So 3 to 6 months it will happening after deployment. Then bugs will come. So again, the bugs will go back to the development team. This development team said that this is not the issue from the development, this is issue from the servers. So they are not working each other at that time. They are fighting with each other. Literally, I can say. So to avoid this ambiguity in between, so they come up with they called dev. Previously, there is a wall in between dev and ops. Okay, what exactly did they mention? Like they will build the code, they will run the code. What operations they will do, they will run the code. So there is no communication in between these teams until unless the developer commit the code or push the code to the servers. So operation team doesn't know what they are exactly developing, and the dev team doesn't know what the server they are configuring, whether their code is compatible with the developers or not. So the next thing is like, so then the coming to the picture called DevOps. This is the solution. So what exactly they are giving to this simple definition I can say DevOps is a culture of practice and set of tools that brings development and operations teams together to deliver software faster, better and more reliable. So here both development plus operations will sit together, work together, and how the developers will deal with operations. He will be aware of what exactly the server configuration happening, and the operation team are also aware of what code they are building. For this code, what is the preparation I have to see? I have to check what are the checklist I have to prepare before deploying this code to the server. So this will resolve all the issues, or this will resolve the ambiguity in between both the teams. So I can explain the key points more. I can say DevOps is not just a tool, it's a mindset. And it is not a job title alone, it's a way of working. The goal is like faster delivery. Maybe it may contain fewer failures, but quick recovery. The real example I can say, the real world example I can say, Amazon deploys code every 11.6 seconds. That was only possible because of the DevOps culture. So I never say DevOps is a tool. I never say DevOps is a technology skill or skill set. It is a culture following with different tools and the best practices with less failures and fast recovery. I can say, I repeating, DevOps is a culture of different tools. So let's go for next move for other section. What are the DevOps principles? So I can go with the DevOps principles first. Next, what are the DevOps principles? The first one is collaboration. What is the collaboration? Dev plus work, Dev plus ops work like a single team. So dev plus ops is not the two teams. It's working as a one team. Okay, next. The next principle is automation. What exactly automation will do? It's automate testing, builds, and deployments. The automation, what exactly they will write some scripts, they will run these scripts in the pipelines since part of DevOps, they will automate testing, they will automate the builds, they will automate the deployments. This is one of the other principle. The next principle is CI, usually called as continuous integration. Continuous improvement or integration. So what exactly the continuous automation, continuous improvement? It's part of automation. Always learn from failures. Whatever the learning lessons you are getting from the failures, that is called continuous improvement. Then is customer focus. Customer focus. So he'll always look for the customer deliverables, like what are the value we are going to deliver, where are the users going to use it fastly, and shift left. The last principle is called shift left. What exactly it will cover? Test and secure the way you are following the process. Then let's getting into the next section. What exactly we are going to do in this section? What exactly the DevOps life cycle? What exactly the life cycle contains the DevOps? I will explain the high level one. For example, first we are going to plan what exactly we are going to do. Then we develop the code. Then we'll build the code. Then we'll test the code. Then we'll release the code or deploy the code. Then we will do for operations. We will monitor. If anything goes wrong or we need to make some change in the after getting the monitor, again we are going to plan and we are going to code. This is the regular cycle. So let's explain each and every concept or every component here. What exactly the plan? So if you want to develop or build an app, for example, consider we are going to build an health app. So if you want to monitor your daily workout sessions, what is your blood pressure, what is your daily footstep count, everything, right? So if you want to build this app, so first we have to plan. So what is the front end page we are going to build, our back end development we have to do, everything I'm going to plan. So the next thing is coding, the development part come here. So we have to plan and we have to build the code in such a way we are going to distribute this development to different stages. So we will call this a sprints. For each and every 2 weeks, we are going to build one feature, develop the feature, build the code, and deploy the code before testing and release into the infrastructure. Again, we are going to do the operations. We will monitor. We will test it whether the app is working fine or not. We will monitor and we found anything issues. Again, we'll go for the plan. We'll go for deploy. This is the regular life cycle which is used in the DevOps. So the next section, DevOps versus traditional. What exactly the DevOps culture and traditional? Traditional in the sense like what we exactly we used in previously. In the traditional methods, release cycle. Release cycle in traditional method you every time used in for every 3 to 6 months. But in DevOps, we can release every day or every hour, like 3 to 6 hours also we can release it. What exactly the team size? It is the in traditional IT it is called siloed or where there is no collaboration. Individual teams are working. But is in blame games, like if the failure happens, every team pointing each other, like you, this is your issue, this is our issue, maybe this is your issue, DevOps issue, this is the development issue. The testing, there is a manual testing happened in traditional way, but in DevOps, the automation is done. We create so many test cases, and infrastructure is also this automation in DevOps. Here it is a manual. So throughout the cycle, the DevOps is more advanced compared to traditional. Let's getting into the tool section in DevOps. What exactly the tool section? So the roadmap contains like how we are going to do the planning. We have many tools, but I'm going to teach you Jira. Coming to the code, I'm going to teach you the Git as well as the GitHub. As a code source code management tool, I'm going to use the Git and GitHub. In build section, build tool, I'm going to teach you Maven or Gradle. Not R, I'm going to teach you both Maven and Gradle. And going to test, I'm going to teach you the Selenium test cases which you are going to build and JUnit also. And coming to CI/CD, this is the more important tool. I'm going to teach you Jenkins, GitHub Actions. And coming to containers, where you're going to deploy our code, Docker, Kubernetes. Infrastructure, this is one of the important IAC infrastructure is a code tool. I'm going to start with Terraform. We can use this Terraform tool can build and deploy our infrastructure code in all the cloud environments like including AWS, Azure, and GCP. And I'm going to teach Ansible as well, configuration management tool. And monitoring setup, I'm going to teach you about Grafana and ELK stack. Cloud is not but not the least. I'm going to cover AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay, fine. Then this is the end of the session. From the next session, I'm going to start with the cloud environments. What is the cloud environment? What exactly the different types of clouds available, and get started with the regular process. How we are going to start the learning the cloud environment specific related techniques and other tools. Thank you for watching me.